So, too late to fast now, but
the day of the passing of
Moshe Rabbeinu, the 7th of Adar, the day of the passing of Moshe Rabbeinu, and throughout the world, the Chevra Kadisha organizations, they make something special out of it. They fast. Some of them fast, so today is a very special day. May His zechut stand for us and for all of Am Yisrael. Amen. So the halachot of Megillah contain numerous values, and the Megillah has something unique to it. The Megillah has equal stringency sometimes to the Sefer Torah, but also many leniencies as compared to a Sefer Torah. We know that a Sefer Torah cannot have any punctuations, any vowels, any signs with it. Only the wording of the Torah may be written on a Sefer Torah, nothing else, nothing more. But in a Megillah, there is a b'diavad. There is a secondary way of, if b'diavad, a sofer wrote nekudot inside of it, vowels to help a person know that the ta'amim, the vowels, how to read, or even the ta'amim, it shouldn't be done in the first place, but if a sofer has done so, it is kosher. Says Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, there's a case in halakha where a person took a Sefer Torah and he didn't put sof pasuk, but what he did was he made a little space, the space of a letter, of one letter, between the psukim. That way at least the Baal Koreh knows it's the end of a pasuk, and he won't get tomatoes thrown at him when he's not doing sof pasuk. But he says, no, that's not kosher. So even to make a space in the Sefer Torah for sof pasuk, not any markings, is not kosher. Certainly also markings may invalidate the Sefer Torah. As it relates to Megillah, there are leniencies with that. So if you ever see a Megillah with some, even if it's not proper black ink like the other letters of the Megillah, but sometimes I've seen in some people's Megillot that they take a pencil and they make some soft markings to help themselves know what it is, but it should not, lechatchila, to begin with, it should not be done. There is a lechatchila, also the best way of having the Megillah set in front of you. Of course, it needs to be written with parchment, with ink that's kosher and everything else. But at the end of the Megillah, a lechatchila value of a Megillah is that it should have an amud, says Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, a stick at the end of it that is sewn to it with the gidim, with the sinews of an animal, of a kosher animal, just like you use those gidim, those sinews for a Sefer Torah, but bedi avad. But if it doesn't have that, it's still a kosher Megillah. And indeed, I have seen many people holding Megillot that don't have a stick at the end of it. Okay, they don't have a stick, so it's kosher. But he says over here that it's best to do to have a Megillah with a stick at the very end of it, and that's the halacha for that. As we know, the Megillah is rolled from end to beginning. That way, when you open it, you see the beginning and you roll yourself into the end of it, right? And a Sefer Torah is rolled both ways, right and left, and it's closed into the middle. That's another small differentiation that we have in the Megillah. A woman is allowed to sew the Megillah onto the stick with the sinews. It's also kosher, and that is also kosher for the Megillah. The Sofrim, there are some Megillot that every Amud begins with the word Hamelech. He says over here, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, some people do that, but that's okay. You don't necessarily have to do that. And we'll end with that here for today. Amen.